How's it going, everybody? My name is Ryan, aka Blackbeard TCG, and today I'm going to be telling you guys how my super pre-release went. I'm going to let you guys know how many decks competed and all of that good stuff, let you know my matchups, what my thoughts are. I have another super pre-release coming up tomorrow, so I'm giving you guys the juice, hopefully ahead of yours. Now, before I get to any of that, I was very lucky enough to obviously, get my entry stuff, but I was given an extra demo deck. But more importantly, I was able to get my hands on all three for the super pre-release. So we have one super pre-release Kid, one Kaido, and one Mr. Zero Baroque Works Crocodile. So what I am actually planning with these, because as you guys know, I am building Luffy. Luffy is 100% the deck that I'm going to build. I am thinking of playing blue, just because I have a feeling that Blackbeard will be blue, and I'll have a video on that later. But with that being said, these other two, which just so happen to probably be the meta decks going forward, especially in set 1, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving a giveaway for these super pre-release decks. Yes, can I sell them? Of course. Would I be able to make a pretty penny and potentially use that and buy some cards in set 1? Yeah, I definitely can, but I want to do a giveaway to show you guys that I appreciate your support. Once I get to 1,000 subs, I'll be telling you guys how I will be doing it, but if you guys don't get to go to your super pre-release, or you're not able to buy multiple decks for whatever reason, all you guys have to do is be subscribed and just wait for that giveaway, because I will be giving away one Kid starter deck and one Kaido starter deck to one of my viewers, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so with that being said, I want to talk to you guys about the tournament, my matchups, all that stuff. So I'm sure the first question that I'm going to get is, what deck took the event? The deck that took the event was Kaido. Kaido took the event, and a lot of people never really picked Kaido. In fact, nobody picked Crocodile. Not a single person picked Crocodile at the event, which is very, very surprising. And I'll talk a little bit more about Crocodile after. You guys can check the card in the top right. I made a video about Kid, the green deck, and why I don't think it's the best for the super pre-release. But the deck that was played the most was obviously Kid. In fact, my 3 matchups, I went 2-1. So obviously it depends on how many rounds there are depending on the store, and I'm assuming depending on how many people showed up. But for me, at my local, we had 3 rounds. So my first round was against Green. It was against Kid. My second round was against the Kaido player who ended up taking the tournament. He ended up getting first place and winning the Luffy card. And then my third game was also against Kid. And so as you can imagine, I said I went 2-1. That is correct. I beat Green twice. Yeah, like I actually beat Kid twice pretty easily with this Luffy deck, which I will get into. I definitely think that if you guys are going to, again, I stand by this. I think that Green is super strong, but I don't know. After facing the Kaido player, I think Kaido just shits on Luffy. I think that's for sure. But Crocodile, in my opinion, is really good against Green. Nobody played this. Granted, I played red and I was still able to beat green. Obviously, the ratios and stuff like that. Kid is an absolute monster. Once set 1 comes out, this deck is going to be S tier, right? Like 100%. But for now, I don't think it's just all that cut and dry. Just pick Kid, you win the event. He is very strong. Very, very, very strong. There was another player, I believe, that went 2-1 that also was playing Kid. So yeah, don't sleep on him. I highly recommend, if you guys have been practicing and whatnot, and this was just my one event. I have another event tomorrow where there's expected to be 32 players, so I'll give you guys an update and a report on that as well. But all I'm saying is that Kaido took it. Now for me, my next event tomorrow, if I'm able to buy another, if I'm able to buy the Luffy deck, but then play with my Crocodile deck, I will actually play my Crocodile and keep my Luffy deck on the side, so that way I have a full play set of Super Pre-Release Luffy. So my plan is to not play Luffy tomorrow. My plan is to play Crocodile and then, but pay to get one Luffy deck because there's no guarantee I can get more than one deck at the next event, especially if they're expecting 32 people. But I don't know if they'll allow me to do that. They might say that you have to play with the deck that you purchase. I know some locals, they're like doing randomly picked, so you can't even pick which deck you want. And again, that's why I'm going to be doing the giveaway and all that stuff, so potentially you guys can get the deck. But if I'm going sweaty try hard, I'm going to probably play Crocodile. If I had to maybe debate, then I might play Kaido and then switch the giveaway to Crocodile, but I highly doubt that because I do want the blue cards and I am willing to give this away. And so because I want the blue cards, I want to play Crocodile. I think that Crocodile has a very, very good matchup. Like, it's not going to be easy. You're going to be green every single time. There is a learning curve on how to play it, but if you play test it, you'll see that blue oftentimes can win against green. Like, definitely you can win. The thing is, it has a terrible matchup against purple. So if there's a lot of Kaido players, then yeah, you're probably gonna get screwed. So I don't know. Maybe Kaido is the play. Maybe Kaido is the play for anybody that just wants to be sweaty and really win. That's just my opinion. Again, I'll let you know how my second location works or how it goes. But for me, I think that Kaido's really strong, and I think this is really strong. I'm not just trying to be like, oh, you know, you're just hating because, you know, Kid is the best and everyone knows Kid is the best. Again, I will say this again. I think Kid is very good. I think that any deck can beat any deck because of how the ratios are. I definitely think that Kid is probably the strongest. I will say that. However, for me, I would probably take Crocodile over Kid. But then Crocodile gets dicked by Kaido. So I don't know. That's all I'm saying. So now, real quick, just to give you guys, obviously you guys know the ratios of the deck. I'm sure you guys seen it. I'm going to tell you guys about the problems of the deck, the good parts about the deck, real quick. So obviously card art looks fantastic. Love it. Bad parts about the deck. So you only have your 4 blockers in your chopper. That sucks, right? Like only having those 4 blockers, especially against Kid. Luckily, when I was going up against Kid, I had my 2 choppers when I needed them in order to protect me from Kid, so that's good. The thing that sucks is that our 2K counter, Brook, we only get 2 of them. How shitty is that? We only get 2 of them. Like, the thing is, the cards in this deck aren't terrible. Like, this deck, in my opinion, isn't the worst out of the 4 because of the cards that are in it. Because some of the cards that are in it are some of the strongest cards in set 1, and you guys will see with red going in the future, like, for example, Jet Pistol, this card is cracked. Like, I love this card so much. But, with that being said, we only get 2 of them, right? So, the thing is the ratios suck. Guard Point is another great card, and we only get 2 of them. So that's the problem with this deck. The ratios are just terrible, right? We have Zoro, who's a key part of our game plan as well in terms of aggression, in terms of early game plays. We only get 2 of them. We do get 4 Sanji, who is really good, who will end up being one of your main players, but you really would love to have 4 Zoro. Like, that would be so good, right? So just because of that, it kind of sucks. Like, that's the downside. The good side is, if you like being aggressive, you like being aggro, obviously this is the deck for you. Early game plays, really, really nice having the Nami very early because you're able to start setting up for your Sanji. Because once you have Sanji, you can start putting Rested Dawn from him to him, and then you're good to go. Obviously, you have your Rush Luffy. This won me a game easily. Was able to go through Green's blocker, which was great. This card, Diablo Jump, don't sleep on it. I literally won my second match against Green, against Kid, with this card. So his board was pretty big. I had 0 life left. He also had 0 life, but he ended his turn with his 7-drop Kid on board, active. So he could block, right? And guess what I had in my hand? Diablo Jump. So what did I do? Because I knew that I should be good to go in terms of the types of Dawn that he had active, and then also because I knew that he had just his blocker, it was only just his Kid. I was like, okay, let's go ahead and Diablo Jump. We'll use that on our Luffy. We have to rest 1 in order to use it. Use Luffy's effect to attach that Rested Dawn to it, and then I just threw all the Rested Dawn at Luffy and swung. And then I won, because if not, I was screwed. Like I had nothing. If I couldn't do that, I couldn't get past his kid and then also swung for his face and end the game, right? Like I needed my Luffy to be as strong as possible, and I had to go through his kid. So Diablo Jump, like this card is absolutely cracked, absolutely amazing. But oh, guess what? You only get 2 of them once again. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It sucks that the ratios are terrible, but that's what you end up losing to. Usopp is okay. Like, I kind of seen the value against when we're facing Kaido and you know, Queen comes on board. Like, I did see value, but he had Queen, but then he also had that other blocker, because Purple actually has 2 blockers. So it was terrible, because I could have went for game. The Kaido player had 1 life left. I could have won for game, and then, but he had the other blocker. So because he had the other blocker, he technically could have blocked Usopp's attack. Or he did block Usopp's attack. If he never had that other blocker, then Queen couldn't have blocked this, and then I would have went for game. So that sucks. But other than that, like, he's rough. Karu, like, turn 1 play, sure. But yeah, I don't know. The ratios suck. Jinbei is really good. If you can get Jinbei as well as Thousand Sunny early on, that's also really good in order to really push for damage early. But again, I think the Kaido matchup is really tough. Once Kaido really starts to ramp and get, because obviously they're going to try to get Onigashima. If you go up against a Kaido and he bricks and he's not able to get his Onigashima in his first hand or his mulligan, then I think you can win. But in my games, he was able to get it first turn. Obviously, that's what you want to play once you have 3 Dawn, and then you just start accelerating your curve. They're going to look to trash your life, and because you're a ticking time bomb, right? Like, you're against the clock. Kaido is going to have more Dawn than you, and you don't have any late game plays in your deck. You're very susceptible to King. He has a ton of cards that can really get rid of any problem on the field. So, basically, you want to get him as low as fast as possible. But of course, he's also going to be building up his board. So it's a very push and pull. You want to be aggressive, but you also want to try to clear his board. Obviously, Kaido's going to have things like Ulti, I believe it is, who's able to pull out page 1 if he has in hand, which is a very, very strong play, which I have seen happen. It happened to me. So yeah, but the good thing is, obviously you have your jet pistol, so if you need to use it, you can. Against green, it's very good against Basil Hawkins, especially if you get attacked to and then you get the trigger and you could just pop the Basil Hawkins, or if they play it, that's the thing that you can get over. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, honestly, green wasn't bad for this deck. Honestly, like, even in my testing, like, I felt like green wasn't going to be too bad for red. Obviously, they have Straw Sword or whatever. They have Killer, who is very strong, who hurts this deck. Killer basically fucks over your deck completely, because all of your good plays are here, and then you just have your Luffy, right? So if they're able to get a good Killer off, if they're able to have Straw Sword or whatever that card is called, they have Repel, they have they have blockers, they have like green is good, man. Green is good, but I don't know. Every deck can take wins off every deck. I will say that, but I do think Kaido is Luffy's roughest matchup. But yeah, so that's my report, guys. I will let you guys know how tomorrow goes. Hopefully, I'll be able to play my Crocodile, and I will let you guys know how he does. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Stay tuned for more details about the giveaway, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.